Bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, c'est vendredi le 16 décembre. Le mot de passe, je m'en moque. Aujourd'hui dans l'histoire, il y a une discussion, so we'll look at that in a minute. Today, your quick write portfolio is due. I talked about this in the Monday video. You have had an assignment in Schoology for this that is in the Monday folder, Lundi. So if you have any questions about it, please let me know. But it is due today. So hopefully you had your quick writes completed already and you can just answer some questions in your portfolio. Some of you have already submitted this assignment, so you're ahead of the game. But it is due today officially. I will accept it next week if necessary, but I want it in today. In fact, all your missing work is due today, anything from the semester. So please, please, please get those items in. TPR, of course, I always want you practicing that. If you didn't get your video done, your flip video done with that, as well as your mot de passe, and your weekly question, I need you to make sure you complete that. And then finally, the weekly check-in is always something I'd like to see from you. Okay, aujourd'hui, c'est vendredi, le 15 décembre, c'est l'anniversaire de Gustave Eiffel. Okay, we've seen this word l'anniversaire a lot. Let's just double check here. L'anniversaire, is that referring to a wedding anniversary? L'anniversaire, c'est birthday, as in like the anniversary of one's birth. I'm sure we've talked about this before, but just want to double check there. L'anniversaire de Gustave Eiffel. You've seen this word before. It's one of the most iconic monuments in the world, the Eiffel Tower, named for Gustave Eiffel, who designed it. Il est né en 1832 à Dijon. Dijon est une ville en France à l'ouest. À l'est, on the eastern side of France. Il est mort le 27 décembre 1923. So he lived a nice long life. Il was ingénieur. Okay, ingénieur, it's a cognate with English. And if you think about the fact that he designed buildings, ingénieur, engineer, an engineer, a civil engineer. Il a constructed la Tour Eiffel pour l'exposition universelle en 1889. L'exposition universelle is the World's Fair. And this is something that took place every year in some major city in the world. And it was a big deal. There was always some major item constructed for the World's Fair. The Space Needle in Seattle is another example. It took place in some major city around the world once a year and lasted for, I want to say, a few weeks to a month. And before we had media and, of course, the internet where we could get our ideas out there, this was a place where countries kind of showed off their most innovative designs, their inventions, things that we take for granted today because they were introduced at the World's Fair. So l'exposition universelle is how we say World's Fair en français. L'exposition universelle en 1889, this was an important year for the French because it was the 100th anniversary of their independence from the monarchy. So their revolution took place in 1789. This is the centennial, 1889. So that's when la Tour Eiffel was constructed. La construction de la tour a duré 2 ans. It took 2 entire years to construct la Tour Eiffel. This is a video in English that will tell you more about la Tour Eiffel. Interesting things like the fact that it was supposed to be torn down after 20 years, and it obviously has just increased in its popularity to this day. It was used for radio signals and TV signals. I think it actually still is. And it's still a very popular and recognizable monument in the world, on the world stage. Okay, donc, 2 questions. You may answer these en anglais ou en français, but I want you to use what we're talking about, any information you might find in this video, and this slide, because this is a reading comprehension exercise. Donc, what was Gustave Eiffel's profession? And how long did the construction of the Eiffel Tower last? Voila. Okay, here's more information about that quick writes portfolio. This is the document that you can use to actually make your quick writes. The portfolio, the questions you have to answer about the quick writes that you've already written, that is in the folder for lundi. Actually, I might move it though. I might just move it to this week's folder, cette semaine, and then you can maybe access it more easily. Now, of course, you always have this way to access it over here in your upcoming, but as soon as 11:59 passes today, as I'm making this video, you're not going to have that available on this screen anymore. So currently it is in your lundi folder. Oops, never mind, it must be in your mardi folder. Yep, there it is, mardi. Okay, I'll go ahead and move it because even I had forgotten which folder it was in. I'll put it into the cette semaine folder so it's maybe a little bit more easily accessible. But that's important. That's a big chunk of your grade that will be a great way to improve your grade or not let your grade falter here in this final stretch before the end of the semester. A weekly check-in, always good to hear from you. I rarely hear from more than a couple of you, but hey, I'll take it. So, okay, merci, au revoir, bon weekend.